Hello, everyone, and welcome to Powered T Talk. Zack here, and I wanted to do a film breakdown of the big play from Joey Aguilar to Braylon Staley for the 73-yard touchdown that really broke open the game for Tennessee. I wanted to show how Josh Heupel and Joey Halzle were able to take advantage of Syracuse's aggressive defense and the in-game adjustments that we as fans may not see. When we as fans talk about in-game adjustments, usually it's vague. You'll hear, we didn't adjust to stop the run, or the coaches didn't get the ball to this player, or we could not guard over the middle of the field. However, we forget how smart and tactical these coaches truly are. When you see coaches on the sidelines watching videos or looking over pictures, a lot of times they look at the defensive backfield, particularly the safeties. They want to see how the safeties are reacting to the offense. And what Tennessee was seeing is number 23, Devin Grant, their senior leader, reacting heavily to Tennessee's rushing attack. Part of why Grant is playing so aggressively and playing inside the box is because of Tennessee's 12 personnel. 12 personnel is one back, two tight ends. Usually you see at least one on the line and one in the backfield. Maybe one here, one here. You can put that other tight end anywhere. Both these guys are H-backs, so they're both in the backfield. Tennessee has run 12 personnel in the past, but this, I would say, is the most 12 personnel they've run in one game. Miles Kitzelman ended up getting 62 snaps. Ethan Davis ended up getting 40 snaps. What we also see is this formation here that Tennessee runs. So Tennessee's running what's called a full house, which is four players in the backfield, one quarterback, one running back. You got two tight ends here. Tennessee has shown a full house formation before, but I have not seen this version of it with the back so close to the quarterback here. And usually you'll see the tight end maybe come right here or the tight end be right here. Both those guys are even with each other. It's something Tennessee hasn't really done a ton of. And what this is kind of telling Devin Grant is that it confirms that Tennessee wants to run the ball, and Tennessee is focused on running on first down. What it also does for Tennessee is it confirms that Devin Grant is going to play this aggressively here. And I wanted to show the first down play because Tennessee sets him up perfectly. With their turbo speed offense, they got exactly what they want here. And Tennessee does a great job, as well as anyone in the country, of resetting to run the play. See here, it's only 1 or 2 yards, and this playback speed is 0.75. Just keep that in mind. So Tennessee doesn't get much here, but I want to rewind a little bit. Watch 23 Devin Grant and how aggressively he's going to play this. Okay, he's immediately coming into the box. I'll show it one more time on first down. Watch this. So he is immediately right there. So you're going to see him right here. He's at the 30. It's a 1-2 yard play. He's at the 30. He is absolutely helping out to stop the run. That is his first responsibility here. And what Tennessee is going to do is run this super quick. They're going to run the same exact formation. Before this play, they had 9 attempts for 54 yards from their backs plus 30 from Joey. Okay, so Tennessee is already set, ready to go at 31 seconds. They're going to get this ball snapped at 30 seconds. Devin Grant is going to assume two things. They're going to run the same play because they're using the same exact formation, and they're not going to attack his side of the field, and this is why. So Devin Grant noticed on the previous play that Braylon Staley is not wide. He is closer to the numbers than the sidelines. Tennessee most of the time, when they take their deep shots, they run to wide splits. Right there, as you see Mike Matthews. Now it's to his side of the field. The ball's on the left hash. So Matthews isn't truly a wide split here, but you see how much closer he is to the sideline than Staley. Tennessee also will take deep shots out of stack formation. So right here, you'll see one, and then you see a wide receiver, usually right there, the number 2. Jalen Hyatt did a lot of this in 2022 when Tennessee had so much success running go routes and deep post out of the stack formation. The other thing I want everyone to notice real quick, get all of this, is how many guys are at the line. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys right here within 5 yards of the ball. Plus, these 2 safeties right here are within about 10 yards of the ball. So Tennessee has 10 guys within 10 yards of the ball. And this guy, poor freshman Demetrius Samuel Jr. at 17, is in big trouble because Tennessee is going to attack him here. The ball is snapped at 30 seconds. Tennessee has 12 personnel. Tennessee doesn't have wide splits. Tennessee runs the exact same formation with the exact same personnel. They have the exact same show, and you'll see in just a second, which is to put the ball in the belly of the back, and the ball is going to be snapped within 10 seconds of the play clock. For Devin Grant, he cannot communicate or get communication to change the play or the coverage. He has no chance here to be able to adjust his assignment. When you're a defense and the ball is going to be snapped at 30 seconds, you either run a one-word simple play call so everyone communicates properly, or you run the same exact defense. Syracuse is going to run the same exact defense here. Devin Grant is a very good player, but he has no indicator that Tennessee is taking a deep shot on his half of the field, and he's totally going to fall for it. Watch him right here. 23 is peeking in the backfield. He's looking and assuming Tennessee's running the ball. And he is so fooled by what Tennessee does right here. I'll show you in a wide angle. He is so fooled that he has no clue where Braylon Staley is. He has no chance to recover. And Tennessee's going to get 6. We're going to move ahead a little bit past the extra point. We're going to get some replays. Tennessee, unfortunately, had an injury on the extra point. Okay. Luce Riddick did a great job explaining this on Saturday. So when you play Tennessee, you are taught to force the receiver, run the route with him, and force the receiver to the sideline. The reason you want to do it that way is because Tennessee does so much out of the wide splits. You're going to see right here, the corner is going to assume that Staley's running that route. Because Tennessee doesn't run wide splits, he's going to play inside leverage. And it makes sense for him to play inside leverage because he's going to assume that Matthews is going to run some sort of in, okay? Or he can also run a curl route. That gives him a chance to jump either one of those routes. This is also where the turbo offense comes in because Samuel's also going to assume he is going to help him, Devin Grant. He's going to make an assumption that Devin Grant is going to give him over the top help in the middle of the field. But as we can see, that does not happen. And I want you to watch 23. Riddick just circled him. When this ball is snapped and Grant realizes that this is a play action, look at where his eyes are. Look where that head position is. He's looking for Staley to come over the middle. He is assuming, because they're not in these wide splits, this is a brilliant adjustment by Josh Heupel, because they're not in these wide splits, that this is going to be a crossing pattern or a curl route. That's why his head is looking toward the sideline and not just getting back. Usually, when you're fooled like this, you tell your guys just to run as fast as you can that way and try and make a play if it's underthrown. But because how Syracuse was teaching him, his eyes are right here, thinking he might be able to help out on a crossing route. That is not what happens. The other thing I want to show right here, there's an old saying in football, when you're even, you're leaving. Braylon Staley in about 12 yards there is already blown by both safeties. They have no chance on this play. It doesn't matter how athletic you are. It doesn't matter how aggressive you try and run back. You have no chance. Now, Staley also does a great job on this route. As you can see, look how he burns. We're going to go back. We're going to watch Braylon Staley. So Staley absolutely sells the go route. And then about right here, he's just going to take one step in and run towards the end zone. This is not overcomplicated, but this is harder than it looks. So when Staley gets to about the 40 here, this is about, you probably call this like a 12 yards. Right there. So it's about 30. So it's about 10 yards. Perfect. And that's a great ball from Joey, of course. And then the other thing I want to show, why I believe Tennessee did an in-game adjustment. I've watched a ton of Josh Heupel film. I've watched a lot. I cannot remember Tennessee going 8-man protection on a play. 8 guys right there. I think Tennessee was so confident they could hit this, they just decided to call their max protection. Even though Syracuse only really sent 4, 5 guys right here. Syracuse got 1, 2, 3. There's a guy right there. 4, 5. And you see the linebackers. Look how much they bite in. Yeah, you got no chance there. So Syracuse completely bites on this. Tennessee's just going to go 8-man max protect just in case. And this is a really good job by Tennessee's offensive line. But I want to point out one player in particular. I want to point out Lance Hurd, the left tackle, number 53 here, who was a player that got talked about a lot over the offseason. Okay, so Hurd, based off this protection, has this backer. Okay, that's his guy. Hurd realizes, though, that he's not going to blitz. However, before this guy does anything, okay, what Hurd does is really smart. So if you look, you can see it's a little grainy. There's Lance Hurd's arm. What he does is he helps Umarov to make sure this guy can't beat him on that shoulder and get leverage and blow the play up. By doing this, Hurd lets Umarov get better stance. As you can see, this is a really good job by Umarov there and helps him out just enough. And then watch Hurd as well. And what I really like here, this is something he did not do last year. He sells out completely to help his man. Last year, Lance Hurd is just floating around, pretending to look for somebody. This year, he's helping out and chipping here to make sure that guy can't get to Aguilar. The other thing is he knows that Pendleton is going to help Umarov as well. So he knows by blocking into him, even that guy can get a little inside leverage there. Pendleton's going to help him out. Now, I want to point out Joey real quick. Joey does a great job throwing under pressure because Wendell Moe does have a tough struggle here. So Mo, as you can see, look at his feet here. That's not exactly what you want from your offensive lineman. But Joey is going to do a fantastic job of throwing this ball, even though he gets it, and following through. That's really the thing I wanted to show, is this follow through here that Joey has. This is elite. Watch the follow through. Boom. The last 2 years, Tennessee doesn't complete this pass because with the inside pressure, the quarterback is not going to have his feet as well set as Joey does, and he's not going to be able to follow through on that ball. That is an elite throw by Joey Aguilar. Last 2 years, this is a miss. This year, it is 6. He plants, he's not afraid of the pressure, and he freaking rips it. I love it. This is what Tennessee needs to get from him this year. And then one last shot. Watch Staley. So I do want to point out one quick thing here, because you are going to see Samuel do exactly what I mentioned earlier. Okay, so Samuel has his hips facing to the sideline. That is what he's taught to do. The reason he's taught to do that is he's assuming this is a straight go route, and he wants to push the defender just a little bit towards the sideline. That way he can use the sideline as an extra defender, as the boundary. And he also is making the assumption that Devin Grant's going to be somewhere back here. We know he is not. And then Staley again. This is just a great route. Boom. Great cut right there. That is how you do it. Give him 6. Touchdown, Tennessee. This is really the beauty of Heupel's system. That's how it's supposed to look. The turbo, the aggressiveness, but also the simplicity of the system so players can go out and make plays. The line protects, the quarterback gets them quickly into the play, the wide receiver uses his toolbox to burn his guy, and the system produces a wide open player where the quarterback drops it in the bucket. You cannot teach this better. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you all listening and watching this video. The pod should come out Thursday morning. We're going to do a deep dive of the Syracuse game. Daniel will join us. We are really excited to do this podcast, getting back into the swing of things, at least doing 1 to 2 videos a week, discussing everything Tennessee football. There's nothing better than talking Vols after a good victory. Appreciate you guys, and go Vols.